Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video I'm currently live as we just had the big changes drop, and I got on as soon as I could for live streaming with all of the updates we've had come out now at the July 1st update. Now I had already posted a quick video kind of going over a very quick look at the announcement with everything in there, but now I've had some time to kind of do some runs and also see how other people runs are going as well with the update to the Euro A and Unity Cup, and there's a lot of things that we're kind of learning on how all it's working. So I thought I'd make a quick video to kind of just get people an idea of how they might want to approach these changes initially, especially when it comes to building your ace for going into this upcoming sprint, as well as if you're wanting to do parent or grandparent runs, whether or not it Euro A, Unity Cup, or if you want to still do Track Blazer, and the kind of decks you might be wanting to look at going through it. Now, these are all preliminary findings. We're still going to be continuing the test and do these runs throughout the day. I will plan to do a full run Unity Cup and a full run URA video, kind of showcasing an entire parent run as well later tonight, most likely. This is just going to kind of, we're going to discuss the things that we found through testing here. And so looking at some of the veterans I have got here, now I've done like 4 or 5-ish, or maybe 6 runs now. A few of them I've deleted since they were bad runs. But man, it is so much faster now. Not only is URA and Unity Cup, of course, faster than Track Blazer, but the update, we don't have the super skip, but it is very quick to go through the cutscenes now. And you can, URA especially, you can blow through that run super quick. Now, when it comes to building parents, grandparents, and aces, what we have found so far is, and what we're seeing with everybody else, is Unity Cup, easy. For this upcoming sprint, Unity Cup is where you're going to want to build it. Now, this is a parent run, so you can kind of disregard the skills and all that. But Unity Cup, everybody's getting UG like it's nothing. There are people getting, if you go the full wit deck, which we can look out here on my Discord because people have been posting these. Full wick deck for parent runs. I mean, we're seeing UFs now. I mean, I don't know if this is a legit sprinter here. I believe this is a legit sprinter someone's built here in Unity Cup. Now you can easily get things like Burning Spirit Speed. You can also mix in the gambles like Ignited Spirit Guts, Ignited Spirit Power, because Unity Cup, when you get the purple burst, which is the bursts after you get the main one, not only does it basically make it where you cannot fail the training, 0%, but it also gives you one of these. So you can easily get all of these through the run, the Ignited skills. You don't only just get the one time at the very end. Now, the gold one's the one that you get at the very end if you get enough bursts, but you will get the other ones randomly through it. And there, with the stat increases, as you can see, your speed 1350, power at 1243, you're going to make a monster in Unity Cup. Way better than anything you're going to make in Track Blazer. Now, this is going to be the only time that Unity Cup aces are going to work, because Grand Live, you will build stronger ones than this. So, but you're going to have to do Unity Cup. If you don't like Unity Cup, I mean, you prefer Track Blazer, yeah, you're going to get wrecked. But I don't think anybody prefers running Track Blazer ace runs, especially with how good Unity Cup feels now. But if you want to go for the crazy high ranks, this one isn't even the highest that we've seen yet. There's people making UF4, I think. I think UF4 was the one someone had that was the highest. But if you go the full wit deck, and this is what I was saying, if you go full wit and just push for the max wit on this, you push your rank up huge. Not only are you going to get the wit, you're also going to get a lot of speed off of it. Wit's giving you a ton of skill points, plus all the other things from the burst and all that. And yeah, overall, you can get a very high rank. So if you're a rank chaser, Unity Cup is definitely the one to go to now. Now, when it comes to parent runs, yeah, one more thing to add to that. Unity Cup makes bringing a runaway Suzuka in this sprint theoretically possible. I have not actually seen how she works in practice, though. But because it's Unity Cup, all the secret events are back. And so runaway is feasible for the sprint, as someone has showed here. Don't know how good this one is. This is just someone showcasing one that they built. Power's a little low here. You definitely want more power than that. but definitely pretty usable. Yeah, someone's saying Guts deck's fake because we were going to use Guts deck for this. Guts deck and Trackblazer for the sprint. But now that we're going back to Unity Cup, you really can't do Guts deck in Unity Cup. So Admire Vega, Guts kind of got only one use. But if we go back into the game here, that is kind of, to me, the big thing for Aces, Unity Cup. When it comes to parents, Unity Cup is very easy. You're going to get SS. Like, if you're wanting to make sure you can get that SS, Unity Cup's great for that. The one downside is going to be the spark. And that is the spark for Unity Cup is power and wit. And so going into Grand Live, we've already kind of discussed this. Stamina is going to be a problem, and that is why in Trackblazer we like the Climax Scenario Spark, because it is stamina and guts, the two stats that you're going to struggle to get in Grand Live. And so Trackblazer's parents are still better in that capacity because it's going to be a very, very strong spark to have. Now, one thing that I've thought of potentially as kind of the cope option is the two grandparents. If you already have one decent grandparent with the Trackblazer Spark and you can find a good borrow with the Trackblazer Spark, you can maybe cope with a Unity Cup parent that doesn't end up having it. Still not preferable. You still want a Stamina Spark on it. So to me, for using Unity Cup, it's going to be good for great grandparents. Getting your you can start getting way better sparks now if you haven't been heavily grinding parents. You can do runs very quickly, and you can do rerolls now. So not only is it faster than Trackblazer, but you can now reroll to try and get one of those really good spark hits. But as you can kind of see here on that, it's still, I mean, it still can kind of come out not as good as you'd like. Now, URA. I've been running URA now, mostly, and that is because they have the new race sparks in there. The Essence of Racing: Speed, Stamina, Power, Guts, Wit, and I think another one. It is much harder in URA to get SS. But the advantage of URA is the URA spark. I don't know if I have it on my Uma here. I don't think I got it on either of these. No, I did not. But the URA spark is speed and stamina. And while I feel like the Trackblazer spark is still better, the core thing you're wanting off of the race spark is the stamina, because stamina is so hard to get. URA is a good cope one. One, because it has the stamina you need, but two, it has speed. And so that speed, the advantage it will give you, it will help you cap out your speed in Grand Live, and thus those parents will be fairly good as well. Now you'll struggle with Guts, of course, without Trackblazer. I mean, Guts is just going to be hard in general to get in Grand Live. Not as important, though, as making sure you have enough stamina. But the decks going into... Now, I've tried a couple different decks, different variations. Going into URA, the deck is going to be a lot more strict to try and get that SS. So you're not really... So far from my testing, you're not going to be able to bring in, like, your Zero Limit Break Smart Falcon for groundwork. Your Muteki Power is kind of a hard one to use. I did my first run with Muteki Power Borrow and trying to get a bunch of the skills off that. What I'm finding is working the best right now and getting me close to SS. If the run goes bad, it goes bad. You're not going to get an SS. Just like, same thing as Trackblazer, though. But this is the deck. Surprisingly, Rico, a card that I always like to talk smack about, is coming clutch in URA, pairing it with 3 wit and 2 speed. And so what the run's been basically doing for me in this aspect is you try and get all of their affinity up to max so you can start getting rainbows ASAP, and you can push through to try and get your speed and wit to kind of be your carrying stats for rank, because you can get all the way up to 1400 on both of these. And then you have Rico kind of coming in here to help you out with a little bit of stamina and guts to kind of top it up to push up the rank a little bit more, while you're primarily doing all your hits on speed and wit with your speed and wit cards. The other big reason to bring Rico, and this is something you will learn as you're going through URA with its new mechanics, is, let's see, if you actually look at it, I don't know if it actually explicitly states it here, but when you get hit, when you do the duels with Happy Meeks in the scenario, which you just randomly will be on one of your stat hits, you'll get 3 options. Now you'll see the predictions with the same symbols you see with races, the circle, the triangle, the X. This is based off your stat in that skill. So if you have a high speed, the higher your speed, the more likely this is going to be a circle or higher. Same with power, wits, stamina, guts. Stamina being the most important one. It's the one you're going to want to get in your parent chain, just like ignited wit for your front runners. And if you're like me in the beginning and trying to go in with the triple wit, triple speed or something like that, or even like Tazuna, because Tazuna feels good in there too, your stamina tends to be lacking, and it's very hard to win the stamina duels. And that is how the skill, the specific way to get that skill is through winning a duel in that stat. And so Rico is basically to help out with that. Rico also, just like Tazuna, helps out with mood. One thing you're going to have to get used to going back into the URA Unity Cup is you no longer have cupcakes. You no longer have your energy items to give you your energy back. You no longer have the training effectiveness things. And so you're really wanting to... The wit cards are basically to keep your energy up. Speed, of course, to get your speed up. You need to win the races. And one thing I didn't mention there is you cannot clock optional races. So if you lose one, or if it's a career where you don't need to get first place, you only need like 1st through 5th, and you get 5th place or 4th place, you cannot clock the optionals. And so having those really high stats with the speed to make sure you can win them because you're not clocking them, getting the stamina so you can win the duel, the wit cards to keep your energy up and also help you top up 2 stats is pretty much mandatory. And so if you don't already have good parents and grandparents, like this is the ones I'm using right here. Like, she was a full dirt rotation Summer Maruzensky. She's won every single race. Well, every single G1 race for basically max affinity. Alongside her, which was, I think, close to the same thing. She didn't do the dirt ones, and she lost the Tenno Show Spring, but she won everything else. And the grandparents in these have, like, tons of skills. They're kind of carrying me for getting the skills. Versus being able to use a parent deck here. Like a full-on parent deck with Smart Falcon and all those other ones that can get you the skills, they just can't get you the stats. And it's been working out pretty well, although still need to get the good RNG for the Sparks, which I haven't gotten crazy ones yet. But it feels like it's still pretty difficult to get SS even with this. So just know it will take a little bit longer. You're going to take a lot more runs than maybe Trackblazer, but they're going to go a lot quicker. And so I feel like URA is the main one now if you really want to be like hardcore on your grind for parent runs. But starting in the Unity Cup for your aces, of course, for sprint, and kind of getting yourself a starting point on grandparents if you don't really have them at this point, is from what I am seeing so far. Now, there may be new strategies that we see forming. I know we've had some people talking about bringing Throne card into Unity Cup. I tried it out. Rico feels so much better than Throne in terms of hitting the stat points. I mean, you're hitting the stats for SS very easily in Parents in Unity Cup. So I think either one. I mean, I used, I think it was it Throne or... I can't even remember on this one. Yeah, this one I used Throne, and I got a UG. But as you've seen, people are getting, like, people are getting UFs now with specific decks that are focused on wit. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, what we're finding right now. I will be making some guide videos on full runs and how to approach them with the new mechanics here later tonight. So I'll try and get those posted as soon as I can. I want to try and still space out my videos. I don't want to be throwing too much too quickly out there. But that's it. That's our findings so far. If you're trying to kind of figure out where you might want to approach these new scenario changes. But ultimately, if you don't want to do Trackblazer anymore, you can probably just ignore it at this point and just focus on parents in the URA/Unity Cup, and then build your aces in Unity Cup for the sprint, and then eventually Grand Live, you will start building your aces there, and you can just parent run in the URA as needed. But that is going to be pretty much it for this video, and if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.